p plus negative 6. Right? So we reconsider. Think of maybe 6 and 1. And this will work. Okay, so in the denominator, you will have p minus 6 and p plus 1. Then in the other fraction, it maintains as p minus 6. So now that we have this, okay, how much you continue and tell me what is the denominator that we will choose then. What's the common denominator that we should have? P minus 6. Anything else? P plus 1. See? Yes. So we should have p minus 6 and p plus 1 as our lowest common multiple for the denominator. So in this fraction, no change to the numerator, but for this one, we have a minus b, we need to include the b plus 1 in order to achieve this denominator. Okay? Then after that, it will be about expanding the numerator and simplifying. I trust that you can do this. Okay, the next step. Right? Any other questions? If not, will you please submit your homework to the front? Then now let's look at what we did for SLS yesterday. I'm very pleased that everyone managed to get it done. Okay. However, I also noticed some of you are not quite understanding what I went through in the video, but it's okay. So I did manage to capture all the questions that you all asked. Let me just switch off from my ends. Okay, so let me just go through the questions that you may have had from the SLS lesson. Okay, especially the questions that you all were asked to try. Right? Okay. So I noticed all of you do have some questions now, okay? Some don't really understand. Alright? But I really hope that while you say you don't understand, you did make an attempt to go and read and watch the video rather than just giving up on your own. Okay? Because that's not the attitude to have. And then I think many of you have questions regarding question 3, which was assigned to you to complete. Okay, so let me explain. For the most of it, all of you seem to can do question 1, so I'm not worried about that, and I will not go through this. I'll go through question 2, 3, and 4, which is where majority of you can't seem to solve it, okay, or don't quite understand what we're supposed to be doing. So in this question, it says that the price $3 of a particular item is determined by the cost of its raw materials X dollars and Y dollars. They just gave you a context. The context is actually not quite important in this question since they gave you the formula P equals to 2 times X plus Y, and they ask for you to make Y the subject of the formula. So we need to always ask ourselves, okay, if I have this request where we want to make Y the subject of the formula, we need to know where is it first. So the Y is actually over here, and that shall be our focus. We want our Y to be the subject, that means it stands alone, it should be at the start of my formula. Okay? So to make sure that it stands alone first, I need to so-called get rid of the things that are further away, okay, within that same side of the equal sign. Right? Thing that's furthest away is 2. Okay? So to get rid of 2, because this is 2 times X plus Y, I will first divide away the 2. To say that P divided by 2 is equals to X plus Y. Okay? Then our objective is the Y. We need to get rid of the X. Since this is X plus Y, by moving X over to the other side, we are looking at P over 2 minus X equals to Y. Okay? So in other words, I can say that Y is equals to P over 2 minus X. So that will be the answer, okay, to question 2. There are other ways to actually represent this answer. With Y equals to P over 2 minus X, it is the same as X over 1. Correct? And if I want to combine them together, to have it as the same denominator, I can also say y is equals to p minus 2x over 2. Okay, so this and this over here, they are the equivalent answers, right? It's just that this doesn't share a common denominator, this shares a common denominator. Okay, so I need you to be able to recognize what is considered equal to each other or equivalent to each other. Okay, any questions for question 2? Okay, then let's move on to take a look at question 3. Again, there's a certain context. If you were to go and pursue physics in your upper sec years, you will learn about lenses, and they have this formula over here. Okay, not quite important in this particular case for us to know the what's it called, the context behind it. Okay, we just have to focus on the formula, and we want V to be the subject. Okay, so the problem here is that my V is in the denominator. To make V the subject, I must have it in the numerator. Okay, so what I need first is maybe leave the V on one side. Okay, so I put 1 over V equals 1 over F minus 1 over U. I think most of you are able to understand this, where I want V to be on one side first. Okay, then after that, the problem is how do I bring V up into the numerator? Right, so that is the problem. Okay, so in order to bring it up, maybe we write upon our understanding of cross multiplication. And for us to do cross multiplication, I need this to become a single fraction. So in order to do that, okay, my common denominator, I will have FU, and then after that U minus over F. Okay, so 1 over V equals to U minus F over FU. Right? Then now that we have a single fraction equals to a single fraction, we do our cross multiplication, right? Okay, which is something that the answers, the feedback that was given didn't quite explain. Many of you were asking me, why is it that V is equals to FU over U minus F already? Okay, so that is a critical question that many of you have. Right, the reason is actually because from here, when I do my cross multiplication, I'll have 1 times FU and then V times U minus F. Right? Okay, so that means that if I want V to stand alone, my U minus F needs to be divided over, and therefore we see that V is equals to FU over U minus F. Okay? Simply, alright, what we can also understand as a shortcut is that if let's say I want to bring the V up to the numerator to change it to become V over 1, okay, the other side of the fraction, okay, so long as it is a single fraction, I also just flip it. So that is a shortcut to doing things. Okay, I flip here, now you also flip. Okay, but the reason for that is because, okay, we cross multiply and we do that adjustment. That's how we get this answer here. Right? I hope this answers our question. Any questions? Question 4. Okay, I erase this down. Okay, question 4. This was the question. They gave you 5L. Double marker. 5L equals square root 2m plus n. Then they gave you a series of steps. They want you to identify the incorrect step. Okay? Maybe reading this text itself, you will not be able to tell what is the incorrect step. Perhaps you should try it on your own first. Okay? With 5L equals the square root 2m plus n, and the objective is to have m as the subject. So let me indicate that as grade. Okay, I need to first get rid of the square root sign. And in order to get rid of the square root, the opposite of square root is square. So I need to square on both sides. And to square on both sides is not just putting a square like that. Okay? Because when I square both sides, it is everything here that gets squared, If I put a square this way, the square is only for the L. It doesn't apply to the entire 5L. So the problem here is that I need to put brackets around this. And that's why in this question, step 2 is the wrong step. Because there was missing brackets, okay, to this. So when I have brackets around this, what it means is that it is 5L times 5L, which is 25L squared. Okay, instead of 5L squared only. So this was the part where there was a mistake, that's why all the subsequent steps were wrong itself. So with M to being the objective, I get rid of the N, moving it over to the left side. Then we want M to be the objective. So we divide by 2 over to the left. So in other words, with M being the subject, I can say 25L squared minus N divided by 2 is equals to M. Okay? Questions from anyone? Okay? If no questions, I told our friends to let you all to bring your Chromebook today, right? Okay, I hope you all brought it. Before you open up your Chromebook, listen to my instructions first. Okay? Today, I erase all this, yeah? Okay. What I want us to do, maybe you're looking forward to a Kahoot, but unfortunately no. Okay. What I want us to do is answer a set of questions regarding changing a subject or formula. Okay. When later on I give you the link to access, you may feel that how come it's so small. Okay. Try to scroll through. Okay, I don't know how it works on your device. You can zoom in. Okay, you can zoom it in as large as you need it to be. Alright? So what I need you to do today, later on, listen first, no hurry. Later on in your pairs or triads, meaning to say in your own row that you're seated in, okay, either in pairs or groups of 3, select one green question and one yellow question. So you see that there are plenty of questions. Select one green and one yellow. Okay? Any combination will do. However, all 8 questions must be completed by the entire group. Okay? So there are 4 rows over here. Okay, so there are 8 questions, 4 pairs of questions, 4 sets of questions that needs to be completed. So for example, maybe this first row, they want to do question 1 and 5. The second row wants to do question 2 and 6. Third row wants to do question 3 and 7. Fourth row maybe want to do question 4 and 8. You can take your time to go and look at the questions to decide, okay, what is the question that you are comfortable with. Okay? I really don't know why you're using a Chromebook because I gave you nothing at the moment. Okay? So, that is what I want you to do. That's why in point number 2 over here in the instructions, okay, it says that questions 1 to 8 must be completed by the group. Okay? Correct answers will be awarded 10 points. Incorrect answers will be awarded 5 points. Now, how do you answer the question? Okay? On this thing, you see this panel on the left here. Okay, there's this panel here, right? Okay, notice that over here I don't have the pen function. You click on plus, okay? Then after that you can go and look for the pen. Okay? You can go and put this pin over here, pin it to your toolbar. Okay? Then after that you have access to the pen. Select the pen, the eraser is here. You can adjust the thickness or the color, whatever that you want. Okay? Then after that, don't know who is this visiting developer. I already said I'll give you instructions later on. I really don't understand why you cannot wait. Okay, so you can just zoom in, use your stylus. If you feel that your handwriting is going to be extra large, so just zoom in all you need. Okay, use your stylus, write in, okay, what you need to write. Okay, so you just discuss in your groups. Okay, you may want to work on it yourself first, then after that discuss between you and your friend what is the best answer that you want to submit. Okay? Any questions? If you think that you have plenty of time, okay, sorry, let me just zoom out. If you have plenty of time left, feel free to give the bonus questions a try. Okay, or you can use a sticky note to comment on your friend's answer. So sticky note is over here. Okay, I'll give us some time now to open up our Chromebooks. The link is actually found on Google Classroom already, but I'll give you a shortcut link now. Let me grab my phone. Over 7, okay, from group 1. Then after that, from group 2, we have the answer y minus 4q over 7 equals to p as well. Okay, and then from group 3, we have 4q minus y over 7. So which is the correct answer? Okay, so maybe let's look at group 3's answer here. Okay, what did they present here? We have y equals to 7p plus 4q, which is a given question. Then after that, they decided to bring the 7p to the left, which is negative 7p, and then the y over to the right, which is correct because it's negative y, right? Then after that, the subject that is wanted is p. When we divide this over, we're dividing by what number? Negative 7. Okay, so when you bring this over, it doesn't become a positive 7. When we bring it over, it is actually doing a division because down here is a multiplication of negative 7 as a number times p. So it should have been a negative 7 over here. Okay, for which actually the negative, if I were to bring it up to the numerator, it would have given us a negative bracket 4q minus y. Okay, and we know that the negative sign outside, if I were to expand it, it's as good as flipping. So I can write it as y minus 4q over 7. So I would say that group 1 and 2, your answers are right, while group 3, your answer is partially right. Okay, so therefore, question 1, I will plus 10 for group 1 and 2, but for group 3, will be plus 5 plus 7. Okay? Any questions? Okay. Now let's take a look at the next one, question 2. So just a show hand, who was the one who did question 1 in each group? Okay. Yourself, eh? How come got 2 person in this group? You do 1 as well, but there's only 1 answer. Okay. So I said you all needed to discuss. Okay, so what I saw clear team distribution was Emmanuel over here telling everyone who do what. Okay, so I don't know whether there was any discussion in the other groups. Okay, now let's look at question 2. Question 2, I have here, okay, ax plus by equals to c, and we want y to be the subject. So in group 1, we have the answer y equals to c minus ax over b. And then after that, group 2, we also have y equals to c minus ax over b. And in group 3, we also have the same answer. Okay? I like that for some of you, okay, you kept to the way I presented it in the video, you highlighted the subject. Okay, so I thought that was an interesting thing to see. Okay, so ax plus by equals to c. I think this got accidentally deleted. Okay. Okay. Then after that, because we want y to be the subject, by is equals to c minus ax, where we brought this ax over to the right hand side, and that should become a minus. Then because we want y to be the subject, so c minus ax divided by b, so that would be the correct answer. Okay, so all the groups had it right. So 10 points to all. Okay. Next we look at question 3. got the same answer. And in group 1, okay, it was, I think should be a miswriting. Okay, I will take this answer 8x plus 5 cubed over 4. So it seems that everyone has gotten the same answer. Okay, so this should be a plus. So having 8x, okay, equals to 4p minus 5q, that's because you multiply the 8 over to the left first. Okay, and then after that, requiring p to be the subject, leave p behind, 5q bring it over. So we get 8x plus 5q equals to 4p. Then we divide by 4 over to the left hand side, hence we get p equals to 8x plus 5q over 4. Okay, at this point I want to remind us that in our answers, okay, for the exam and all that, please make sure you write the entire thing. Okay, you don't just leave it halfway like that. Okay, the whole formula is meant to be the whole thing. Okay, so I hope that we are clear in our presentation. Okay, in this I do not need you to use your calculator. Right, so all of us are getting it right. Question 3. Okay, next we look at question 4. In question 4, the answer that group 1 has is L equals to 2s over 2 minus 2a. Okay, let me just erase the board here. And then in group 2, we have L equals to 2s minus 2a over n. So it seems a little bit different here. And then in group 3, we also have 2s minus 2a n over n. Okay, so let's look at what was being done and the differences between the working from each group. Looking at this working from group 3, okay, what this person did was to multiply the 2 over, then after we have 2s equals to n times 2a plus l, followed by 2s equals to 2an plus nl. How we got this step was because of expansion. Okay, keeping in mind that the objective is to make L the subject. So, okay, this person decided to move the 2an to the left. So we have 2s minus 2an over n. Because moving this over already, still need to divide by n. So this person skip a little of steps up. Okay, but this answer itself is not wrong, it is correct. Okay, wondering who did this working? Okay. Huh? Okay. So Brandon's answer is right. Okay. Maybe let's take a look at group 1's answer, because group 2's one is also correct. Okay. So group 1 gave a slightly different answer. And let's see how is it that they got this. Okay. So we have here also multiplying 2 over to the left already, getting this. But what this person decided not to do was to do the expansion. This person did not do the expansion. They just saw that since this is n times this entire thing, I can divide the n over. Okay, so it should actually be an n over here, not a 2. Okay, then we'll be left with 2a plus l. Alright, then after that, again this is an n. So we want L to be the subject, we can minus 2a over to the other side. So 2s over n minus 2a equals to L. So therefore L is equals to 2s over n minus 2a. Okay, so this is also a correct answer. Okay, if the denominator were all n's. Okay, the process itself is correct. Any questions? Alright, so for that, okay, group 1, I think because of the denominator, I have to penalize you. Okay, so there are many equivalent answers that we can have. Okay, just that we need to be clear about how we move from one step to the other. Right? I'm mindful of the times. Okay, for the next lesson, I will then go through question 5, 6, 7, and 8, as well as the bonus questions. Okay, we'll end here for today.